Despite having powerful platforms, extensive political networks, and the ability to mobilize mass resistance, Democratic heavyweights, including Barack Obama, Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, Bill and Hillary Clinton, Hakeem Jeffries, Chuck Schumer, and the Congressional Black Caucus, have failed to rise to the occasion with the urgency and force this moment demands. Their inaction is not just a political misstep. It is a betrayal of the American people and the democracy they claim to protect. Key figures. Who's failing to step up? Barack Obama, the absent statesman. As one of the most influential political figures of this generation, Obama has the power to galvanize the nation against the growing threat of authoritarianism. Instead, he has largely remained on the sidelines, offering occasional commentary, but failing to actively challenge forces seeking to dismantle democracy. Kamala Harris, missing in action. As Vice President, Kamala Harris should be one of the loudest voices pushing back against threats to democracy. Yet, her absence from the national conversation is glaring. Instead of stepping into the leadership void, she has allowed herself to be sidelined, failing to assert herself as a critical counterforce. Joe Biden, a measured response in an urgent moment. Biden has warned about the dangers facing democracy, but warnings alone are not enough. His administration's response has been overly bureaucratic and slow-moving, lacking the necessary urgency to combat the radical reshaping of government that is already underway. His messaging needs to be stronger, his actions bolder, and his engagement more aggressive. Bill and Hillary Clinton, once powerful, now silent. Both Bill and Hillary Clinton have been key figures in American politics for decades. They possess the experience, knowledge, and networks to mount a formidable response. Yet their near-complete absence from the conversation signals a reluctance to re-enter the fight, a decision that is proving costly. Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer, weak congressional resistance. As the top Democratic leaders in Congress, Jeffries and Schumer should be sounding the alarm daily. While they have condemned threats to democracy in broad terms, their failure to strategically organize mass resistance and rally the Democratic base allows the situation to gain ground unchecked. The Congressional Black Caucus, failing the people who need them most. The CBC represents communities that will be among the hardest hit by policy changes, yet their response has been muted and ineffective. With the political power and influence they wield, they should be mobilizing protests, legislative blockades, and national awareness campaigns. Instead, they have largely operated in the shadows, missing a critical opportunity to lead. Why their leadership matters. Trump and his allies have weaponized their platforms to spread propaganda and misinformation, effectively energizing their base. Meanwhile, Democratic leaders, with access to powerful networks, media, and grassroots activists, have not matched this energy. Their inaction allows opposition forces to gain ground unchallenged. To counter these threats, Democratic leaders must take immediate action by using their platforms aggressively to educate and warn the public, mobilizing grassroots activism to push back against authoritarian overreach, engaging with independent media and social platforms to counter misinformation, holding high-profile town halls and public campaigns to unify opposition pushing for legal challenges and legislative measures to prevent radical restructuring of the government. Conclusion. The silence of Democratic leaders is not just disappointing, it is dangerous. Call to action. To counter the 2025 project, Democratic leaders must take immediate action by: history will remember them as bystanders who failed to act when leadership was most needed. Democratic leaders must aggressively take action now. Mobilize, speak out, organize, fight back, educate against the consequences of Trump's plan. Please like, subscribe, and share.